Hey guys, and welcome to Smack the Rack podcast here on the 607 Ballbusters YouTube channel. We had a rebrand. Zach here, along with.
What's up? It's Braedyn, the editor.
I think you're more than just the editor now. I mean, you're officially on the channel. You're a part of it now. So, usually we would have Aaron, Brandyn, John as well. They are all actually bowling league tonight. John's subbing and Aaron and Brandyn doing their normal league. So, you got just Z and one of the other B's tonight. But Braedyn, you got anything you want to say before we get started?
Nah. I think this will go nice and smooth, hopefully. We're trying a few new things here, so hopefully everything will go great.
Yep. And we are gonna eventually get back to like a video live stream like we usually do. But just some technical difficulties and stuff tonight that, you guys are kind of used to with my computer especially. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just do an audio one because I know that'll work fine. So all right, so I believe the first thing we have up on the board is actually the new motive. Not Iron Forge, the new motive Nuclear Forge. So it is a prosymmetric, just like the Iron Forge. So it's kind of a direct replacement. It's still the detonator symmetrical weight block with the propulsion HVP Pearl reactive cover stock. Comes in at a 5,000 grit laser scan SAN, whereas the Iron Forge, which I believe, the laser scan polish.
Let me check that.
So while he checks that, so it's going to have a little bit more teeth, a little bit more recovery than the Iron Forge did, and any of the other forges that have been out as far as on the Pearl end of things goes. I've got it right here, and it was a 5,000 laser scan polish.
Yep, you're correct on that.
So it's got a little bit less length, but a little bit more of a hook because of
definitely.
Polish.
Motive just came out with the video comparison with the Nuclear Forge, Iron Forge, I believe the Primal Shock and Sky Raptor, and you could see the huge difference the Nuclear Forge has when it just snaps right in.
Yeah, because I believe it's the... Oh, no, it is a different cover stock. Never mind. I think it's actually a new cover stock. I don't believe that they have this propulsion on any of the other balls that are out yet.
They do. It's on the Pride Empire. It's a different variant of it, but it's still the propulsion. So instead of being
okay. So it's something with the HVP that is the new, that is the difference rather.
So the Nuclear Forge is HVP Pearl reactive, when the Pride Empire is just Pearl reactive, but bearing still the same propulsion cover stock.
Correct. So Braedyn, I don't know about you. I'm excited for it. I don't know if I'm gonna get one at least right away. Is I need another Pearl symmetrical ball. Like I need a hole in the head. But if I can manage to get my hands on one, whether it be in a raffle or I talk to Doug and be like, hey, can I buy it and just not drill it yet? Then that's definitely an option.
I don't think I'm too giddy to get it.
I'm sitting on an Iron Forge, like as it is. Like I'm sitting on a new in-box Iron Forge as it is. Do I need to add the nuclear to it?
Yeah, no. I don't know. The Iron Forge for me is that good, just symmetrical pearl. And you have it right now. You're just polishing it up for me to get rid of that lane shine.
Right.
So that because for whatever reason it just became flat for me. So I'm just trying.
You want me to polish it? Or you want me to?
Or it's not polish it. Sorry, you're doling it up.
I thought my bad. Dull it up.
My bad.
That's right.
But I'm just trying to get it snappier.
You do that for Friday, right? Now that I think about it.
It's whenever. I'm probably not bowling Friday. But
I mean, you don't need it for like tomorrow or anything, right?
No. I'm pretty content.
I have no way of getting it to you for tomorrow.
Yeah, no. But I feel like I don't know. I don't know like if this is really an huge upgrade from the Iron Forge. I'm not too sure how to feel about it. Um, I mean, there is, with any motive ball that comes out, there's always hype around it. Um, but I'm just, I don't know. Again, this is like the Pride Dynasty for me, where I'm just feeling like this is still the same ball, just slightly upgraded, if that makes sense.
And I mean, that definitely makes sense. I definitely understand the hype around it. I've seen a few different YouTube videos with it being thrown. Malia Briggs has thrown one. I've obviously seen the Motive one, as well as a couple other videos I've seen thrown. Plus, I saw EJ do the 50 strike challenge with Ron Hicklin Jr. over on the CTD YouTube channel for the Packy hand charity challenge, I guess you could call it. And it looked amazing. I mean, he had a pin up and a pin down, whereas usually, as he put it, I don't know if you caught it when we did the ABZ versus pros, but he goes, usually I drill myself pin up and pin upper.
Pin up and pin upper, nothing pin down.
Pin up and pin upper. But he's made it look absolutely ridiculous. So, I may try and see if I can find someone who has a new unboxed nuclear that, really love the iron. They'd be like, hey, you want to maybe do a little
Well,
trade?
I would say, well, you'll actually be able to throw it Sunday at the demo day.
Correct.
So
I don't know
that's
what kind of
layouts.
reaction I'll be able to get because I'm still in recovery from my ankle. But I think that kind of segues kind of well, actually, into our next topic, which is my recovery.
Yeah, you kind of did a little fucky wucky and snapped your foot like a twig.
Pretty much. No, so I sprained, fractured. They haven't really come up with a true determination, as the fractures did not change over 3 weeks. So they're thinking I just severely sprained it and the fractures are actually old. But regardless, did that almost a month ago now. It'll be a month on Monday. And I managed to get the okay from my doctor yesterday to go back to work and resume any activities. Obviously, taking things slow, of course. But I don't have to, lay up in bed anymore with my foot up and the whole 9 yards. The
Yeah.
downfall with this is it is the third time injuring this ankle, and it is my slide leg or slide foot, whatever you want to call it. So that definitely doesn't help matters by any means.
No.
So I was actually able to get down to Ideal Bowling Center yesterday. That is my home lanes here in Endicott. And I was able to do a little bit of 1-step, 2-step, and 3-step. I did work my way slowly up to a 5-step, not at my normal stride. I was still taking, smaller steps and just kind of seeing how I can kind of work it to possibly be able to bowl sooner, even though I can't do my full approach. But I think I have a way figured out where I can at least get through league night. I'm not going to bowl this week, but starting next week with a reduced approach, and hopefully within a few weeks or so be able to build it back up to where I was. That way I can keep my average, decently up there at least. I mean, I don't expect to shoot 600-700s every week right now with a reduced approach and an injured ankle. But if I can, then that's fantastic. And if I can't, then I kind of expected it.
Yeah.
I went and did 1-step, 2-step, 3-step yesterday, like I said, and I've never been so happy in my life to shoot a 413. Let me tell you.
You're just happy to finally get out there.
Oh my gosh, I did. I mean, us. Like, I throw a lot of motive. Braedyn throws motive. Brandyn and Aaron throw motive. John is our SPI guy, but I also throw some SPI. I was actually throwing my Hustle M&M. I wanted something weak just in case the lanes were torched, and the lane man happened to actually be oiling. I'm like, hey, you want to throw some oil out there? He goes, yeah, sure. So it definitely wasn't the best look because it was a weak ball, basically hooking the lane, throwing about 10 miles an hour. But I'm like, you know what? I'm out here. I'm bowling. I'll throw a 10. I really don't care.
Yeah. But no, that's good that you're making progress, and hopefully you'll be able to get fully recovered and not break it again.
Lord, I hope. One thing he did suggest for me to do is actually wear my brace, at least for the time being, whenever I'm bowling.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So anytime that I'm out there, whether I'm doing just drills or actual competition, make sure I'm wearing the brace just to
Just to be
keep
on the safe
anything
side.
from, you know, keep anything from happening. So
Yeah, but we don't want you. We don't want you breaking anything more.
yeah,
But no, that's
no more
still
injuries,
great
please.
progress, and hopefully, come next week, you'll be able to do more than just a one step and gradually in to like your usual drill, and you'll be able to, actually get out there and play some good games.
Yep, there's still a chance for that 300 this season. Got the 299 last year, 300 coming.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. That's what I'm trying to aim for every night. I'm at league. But we want to move into the next thing.
Yeah, we can get into that. I can actually quit my
Alrighty.
nuclear forge now. I still
So,
have that up.
so our next topic we have here is the success of the ABZ versus pros video, which is currently our most popular video on the channel with 5.6 or 5.7 thousand views.
5.7 last I looked, and it's our most popular video that is not a short. So it's our most popular
Yeah.
actual full-on video.
Oh my god,
Uh,
yeah.
for those of you that haven't seen it, Braedyn did an absolutely amazing job editing this up. This was back when he was more so just the editor more than anything. But it was Aaron, Brandyn, and I. This was back when we were still ABZ bowling. Bowled against Kyle Troop, EJ Tackett, and Wes Malott at our end of the season party over at Midway Lanes in Vestal. This was, like I said, back in August. And this was just the experience of a lifetime. We talked with them about doing it last year. They were on board. We just had to talk with the gentleman who was running everything, Steve Miller. He owns the establishment, puts the party together and everything. And he told us, that unfortunately they're on a tight schedule. They were already kind of running a little bit late then. But, if we were to remind him, he would get it on the itinerary for this year. And we kept on him, and he did it. And, it was amazing.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like I said, 5.7 thousand views. And like I said, that's the last time I looked. It might be even higher now. It's been a couple days since I've looked. But
Here, I'll look real quick. But no, it was just crazy, and everyone that was there was really into it. And yeah, still at 5.7.
I figured it would
just
slow down eventually. It was
Oh
gaining
god, yeah.
500 views a day there for a while.
Oh my god, yeah. It was just kept going up. Like I figured, it do pretty well, considering it has the pros names attached to it, and given
I thought it would
our
get like 500 to 1,000 views. I never expected it to, go to that.
yeah, like it was crazy. It was a crazy rise. Like every time I would check it, it would like go up another 100. I was like, what is happening? It never stops. Well, now it has, but
I'd say
at
it's
the time
definitely
it
slowed down to
didn't.
an extent, but
Yeah. But no, it was just incredible. The pros were so into it. Like Kyle mostly was just in the face camera, and he was loving every second of it. And we had EJ and Wes
EJ was
Malott
in on it
were.
too.
Oh my god, EJ was doing great with it. Wes Malott was cracking some jokes as well.
I would say Wes didn't have too much. Like there was a couple times like he would throw a shot and you'd pan to him and you'd follow him, and you could tell he was trying everything he could not to look at the camera.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I think that's
all right.
just the pro trained in him.
Yeah, but I mean, he was all for it. Towards the end, I mean, he was willing to be in our outro. The whole 9 yards. But I think the two greatest things, or probably three greatest things, all centered around Kyle Troop, of course. When it starts out, he goes, "There's a camera, boys. Showtime now, boys. There's a camera."
Oh yeah, and it was great because when I got there earlier than everyone else, um, and I met with Kyle, and this was my second time meeting him. Earlier in the year, we had at Midway Lanes the Kyle Troop Invitational, which was
Yep.
for like their summer or not summer leagues, but
No,
like
it
if
was
you just
something with the fall leagues or something.
yeah, it was something with the fall. I think yeah, no, it was with the fall league. So if you bowled within their fall leagues, you could participate in this and sign up for it, and I did. Um, and I won the whole thing unexpectedly. And I
Yeah,
shot.
and you weren't even there for it.
No, I wasn't even there to claim my prize because the next day I was at another tournament. But I shot a 745, which is my highest series ever. And the funny thing is, then the entire series, the first ball I threw, gutter. So it was great. But when I got to the pro thing, um, I went up to him and he remembered me, and I thought that was just great. So he was able to play along as soon as I like busted out the camera and everything. He just leaned into it more. So it was just great.
Yeah, so like I said, there was that one. Kind of a tiebreak. He had chopped a 3-6-10. He comes back. He looks dead in the camera. He goes, "How we doing?"
How we
But there was
doing?
that. Yep, there was that. There was him at the end. Subscribe.
Oh my god,
But that
it
I
was
think the
so
best
funny.
thing was, and it didn't really have anything to do with the camera, but it was just the thing in general. He looked at me after my first ball in the 10th. He goes, "This whole time I thought you were throwing a UC2. I was throwing the VIP Sigma, the EXJ ball." EJ comes up. He goes, just walks into frame. Nah, he's throwing that Vipper. I'm like, this is just amazing.
Yeah, no, that's great.
So if you haven't yet, guys, go check that out. Great video. Braedyn, once again, great job. After you're done checking that video out, check out the one of Big Sexy's debut. It was our buddy Charlie, who's been on the channel before, bowling against Parker Bone the third. That was entertaining. I mean, we all knew Charlie was gonna get his ass handed to him, and even he knew that going in.
Yeah, but he
I
came
mean,
out. He came out swinging in the first half.
oh, he did. I mean, just like we did. I mean, we were up on the pros in the first half of our match, and all of a sudden, Norm, help, come out of retirement. He's doing some like voodoo thing with his hands. All of a sudden, they destroy us. I was still high on the pair with a 240 clean. I was also the only clean game.
Yeah,
Everyone
you
else had
were.
at least one open.
Yeah, no, you
Wes
killed
had
them.
232, EJ had 220 something, and Kyle had like 210 or something.
Yeah, but say
But
EJ was the closest to you with the 220, and that's still you're still like 20 pins up on them. So
I thought
that's
one of them had a
that's so
230, but maybe
impressive.
not. I know we all thought West was gonna like be like a 120 game the way he started. I mean, back-to-back splits.
Oh my god, yeah, he was struggling.
Then he found it.
Mhm.
But no,
But no, that
it
was
was
just a
it was a great time. It really
yeah,
was.
no, that was such a great time. I
Then
at the end of it, with the ABZ versus pros, and Big Sexy's debut. Since you were all filmed on the same day, I brought home all the footage, and I recorded it. I recorded it all in 4K, and it was something like 60 gigabytes worth of transferring that I had to
that's
do.
just insane. And another shout out to Braedyn. I mean, he got the ABZ versus pros video up within like a week. I mean, and that was a lot of footage. I mean, so once again, props to you, my man. Like seriously, that was great.
Yeah. As soon as I heard that Kyle messaged you and
Yeah.
was like, when's that video coming out? I was like, oh, there's some expectations now.
Like I woke up to it. Like I woke up and I had a messenger notification. I'm thinking it's one of my group chats I'm in, or it's like the Hooligan Tribe or whatever. And it just says Kyle Troop. I'm like, huh?
What is this?
Like I'm sorry. A PBA pro is messaging me.
Did he ever message you back about if he saw it or not? Or
He didn't. He just sent like a thumbs up reaction when I told him it was live and I sent him the link. So I mean, I'm assuming he saw it at least at some point.
yeah, I'm
But
sure he did.
yeah, we'll have to ask him at the party next year when we hopefully do it
Oh,
again.
very true, very true, very true. I have to bring out some bigger rigs for next time.
Now I've been talking with Steve a little bit here and there. I'm like, so can we do it again? Doesn't have to be the same approach. Just can we do it again?
Can we do it again?
Like bring back Liz Culkin. I want to go against her.
Yeah.
Like, give me like Liz,
Oh my god.
Parker, and I don't know,
Yeah.
Shannon if she comes.
I would say I don't know if you saw some of the comments on the video, but there's one that was like, so this is what happened to Duck Dynasty after the
I saw that. I'm like, what the hell? Like,
I'm like that's such a great comment. Oh my god. But no,
but
that
not only
was
that, but when,
definitely
before those videos got posted, we had like 230-ish subscribers.
mhm.
And now we're up to 295, I believe.
Yes. 295. That sounds right.
Yeah. So I'm just like, this is just amazing.
Yeah, it was the success of it. Hopefully we could continue with it. I mean, the big sexy video I knew I was like, this is not gonna hit the same as the pro video, but it surprised me of how well it did, because right now it sits at 790 views.
See, and last I looked at it, I was only sitting around like 450. So I mean, that's gone up 340
Mhm.
since the last time.
Yeah. So it's definitely letting us know that these bigger tournament videos are a lot more successful and you guys want to see more of them, and that's what we're here for. um
And
like
not
we
only that, but
love
I
going to
think
them.
posting it, yeah. And I think like posting it on like our Facebook page and like, I've been linking it on Instagram and my Snapchat and all these different things. I'm posting little teasers on TikTok and all this other stuff. Like we're branching out a lot more and like posting links for this stuff now. Like
Hmm.
I'm posting in different Facebook groups
Yeah.
that one that I would normally post in, I'm not posting in tonight only because he is live right now as well. So I'm not going to post in his feed, hey, come check out our live. Like, I'm not going to do that to him.
Yeah.
So
No.
he's a really cool guy. Luke Rosedal is his name. Go check him out as well. He does a podcast with Jonathan Hawes called The Breakdown Pair. It's every other Monday. I believe 7 p.m. is the start time. So be sure to check that out as well. Just a quick little plug for those guys. But
Yeah.
actually,
No.
there is one plug I could do. If I could get the one for really quick.
But I tried to promote them as well. I'll promote them on my Twitter, because I usually, just to see if I can go. I don't have a huge following on there. I don't. The most I post are usually like, because I love to do photography, so I'll post photography. Or if I actually, go like stream myself or make a video for myself, I'll post that. But just to see if I can get some more traction, and they do get a little traction on there, but not to the extent of like what Facebook has done for us and everything.
Right.
But
I mean, it has been. It's been absolutely amazing.
it definitely has.
So I think that kind of brings us into our next one, which I'm gonna let you kick this one off because this was your idea.
So I want to propose, since we're coming up on the end of the year, and I'm sure we'll probably get asked this question, or we'll try to do another one like towards December area with everyone else. But just for right now, I wanted to see what have our favorite balls of the year been so far. So we've had a lot come out this year.
And one thing I would like to do and this is something that maybe the 5 of us could do together, or at least most of us can do together, because it's gonna be hard to get all of us together at the same time. I have a feeling, at least
Mm-hmm.
consistently. Um, is do kind of like a tier list of the 2023 releases that we've thrown.
Oh yeah,
You
we could
know, so
definitely
what
do that.
so whether it be if it's one that multiple of us have thrown, for example, John and I have both thrown the Revenant. John and I can do that together.
Yeah.
If it's the Ripcord launch, I think that was 2023. Yeah, it was. Um,
The record
Aaron,
launch was
Brandyn.
2023.
I think so. Maybe it was 22.
Let me double check that.
It might have been 22 now that I think about it. If it was 23, it was like early 23. Like February.
Yeah, it
But
was late. It was late. It was late 2022.
It was late 22. Okay, so I stand corrected.
So
I
I
just didn't
mean, you
get my,
could
I
you
didn't
could
get
add
mine
it
till
in.
early 23.
You could definitely add that in.
Technically speaking. But anyway, so regardless, whether it be a ball that only one of us has thrown, a ball that we've all thrown, and we've done tier lists on the channel, guys. There's been a motive one, there's been a storm one. So you can go back and check those out and see kind of what I'm talking about.
Oh, I can
But
add that.
if it's one that multiple of us have thrown, we can do it together. If it's one that only one of us has thrown, and see like where we rate it, S tier through F tier, and
Yeah.
just see, what releases have done really well for us, what releases have been kind of yeah.
Me.
So,
So yeah,
like
we
one
can.
that I'm actually excited about is another non-motive one, but it's that Eternity Pie. I'm really excited
Oh
to get that in my
yeah.
hands and see what it does.
I heard that was really. I heard. What was it? Oh no, I'm thinking of a different ball, but I've heard that one's really strong.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think it's gonna be a good look on the wood lanes that I deal, but I think once Ideal gets their synthetics in, along with Ripix and Midway, I think I can find some pretty good looks with it.
I would say I think at Ripix you'll be able to, because stronger balls tend to do pretty well there. But
Yeah.
if we can extend this into this year and late last year, because some of the balls that came out for like motive were late last year as well.
I mean, Motive releases a new ball every what feels like 45 days, but
Yeah, pretty much. But
yeah, for
if
20
you
for
want if you
20
want to
for
start
2023
with,
alone, strictly in my bag. Sorry, what?
I would say if you want to start with your favorite one of your favorite balls right now.
But I gotta say, just really quick for 2023, like with just in my bag alone right now, I've got the Super Rally, the VIP Sigma, the Revenant, the Hustle M&M, and I haven't thrown the Eternity or the Eternity Pie yet. But
I would say in my bag
so
currently, I don't have any 2023 releases, but I have a lot of late 2022s. As in, I have the
yeah,
Blue Coral Venom. I have Pride
that's not
Dynasty
really
was
late
late.
22. That was like Easter 2022.
Was it? Because the reviews of
Blue
it.
Coral, yeah.
Are you sure? Because I just looked it up. It was like throwing the ball with EJ Tech. It was like December.
Man, Venom Bowling Ball.
Oh, okay. No. Yep. You're correct. I say it. Yeah. You are
Nice, yeah,
correct.
4/13. Yeah, April 13th,
Okay.
22. So it's been out a year, almost to the day. It's been out a year and a half already.
Damn. Jesus. But yeah, I don't have any. I don't have any 2023 releases, but some of them that I wanted to throw, and that I know I think I would absolutely love, is the Top Thrill Hybrid, the Supra Rally, and the Hustle M&M.
Yeah.
Those are probably my top three that if I were to throw them, I definitely can very well consider.
So the only thing to be careful with the Rally, the M&M, and the Top Thrill Hybrid, they all, at least on paper, play the same part in the bag, and I think that's why a lot of people wouldn't consider having all three or even 2 out of 3. But in reality, the rally is a lot stronger than it looks, and that comes from experience. I mean, that's a ball that on a fresh house pattern, I
Oh,
can play
it
straight up,
destroy it.
but I can also hook the lane at the same time. And with where that ball is listed in the Motive ball chart, which is the bottom right hand corner, which is angular, low oil, so it's supposed to respond to friction a lot, and it definitely responds to friction, and not in a bad way at all. But I think that ball needs to be up at least a peg, if not two, and maybe even shifted over slightly.
Mm.
So I don't know that it's necessarily rated correctly. I'm not sure how they do the motive ball chart
I
exactly.
think it's
I
I
don't know if
think
it's
it's
like they
based
drill them all
on
the same, and
I think it's based on their chart of what their core is and how strong that is, and then what the cover is and how strong that is, and where it like sits in their list. Because Motive has a nice little list
yeah.
set up.
But I mean, like I did not drill mine anything strong or crazy, and it just
Yeah.
it goes.
And here's the kicker. It's the Super Rally is using that propulsion cover stock that we were just discussing with the nuclear forge.
The
Granted, it's
HVP
a
or just the regular propulsion?
no, it's a DRS.
Okay, so even different, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Motive is getting a little favored to with the propulsion. It seems like that and the leverage cover stocks. I feel like we've gotten a
Yes.
lot of this year because
Yes.
we've seen that in the we've seen that in the Jackal ambush, I believe. The
Mm,
first ball of the year. Yes, I'm correct. The first ball of the year was the leverage solid reactive of the Jackal ambush. Then it went into the Black Venom,
yep.
and then it went into the Pride Dynasty.
Correct.
So those are the two cores, the leverage and the propulsion pearl. We've seen the most out of Motive right now. What
Okay.
is the what's the covers for the top thrills? Okay,
That I'm not sure. While you
I'm
look that
I'm
up, I'll go
looking
through my
at
favorite, because we're getting, and check the VIP Sigma as well, because I'm curious on.
the
But speaking of the
Sigma
VIP Sigma,
was a yeah dynamic. That's what I knew. I was like I know
that's
it's
right.
not propulsion, but it's dynamic. And
Yep.
the top thrills use let me just check the solid real quick. Yep, they all use the turmoil, just different variants of it.
Oh, that I knew that. Jesus. Anyway, my favorite ball so far of the year is really a toss-up between the VIP Sigma and the Super Rally. Both came up in clutch spots for me. The Sigma, of course, against the PBA Pros and EJ Tackett, but also in the PBA Regional I did back in um, July. I had to think about when the hell we did that.
Oh, I would say we can talk about that tournament as well
And,
since we both
I mean, I've kind of gone over
participated
mine
in it.
already, but we can relapse and also talk about your experience with it as well.
Yeah.
We can definitely touch on that, but we'll stick to this first right now.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
But they both came up in clutch spots. The Super Rally came up for me a lot, not only in league towards the end of the season, but also down at Chaco's Scratch Classics that we do every so often. We need to get back in the habit of doing those. I'd like to be able to
Yeah,
do a couple
definitely.
together. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like the five of us. We've done one. I think John was the only one not there when you went, right?
Yes. Yes.
And in turn, you weren't there when John went.
Yes, but we
But
also had Charlie with us. I don't know if you went down
correct, we
with
had
John.
Charlie. Yeah, Charlie did not go. It was the four of us and Alex.
Mm.
And I'm trying to remember if Alex was with us or not.
Yeah, he was with us
He
when
was, because
we
that's
yeah.
when he threw like the 98 or whatever the first game. That's right.
Yeah. And then came up in the last
And almost made the
game.
cut. But
I
no, the
definitely
Super
yeah, we
Rally
definitely gotta get back into those.
the Super Rally has been really good for me. The Sigma has been amazing for me. I'm gonna say probably only have about 7 or 8 games on each, but I'm averaging probably between 210 and 215 with those two balls specifically. One thing I'm going to try and start doing this year, and I can go back because I only have 2 weeks so far, I'm gonna actually start marking like what balls I throw for my games, because in Pen Pal you can actually keep an average of how you do with each particular ball, like average wise.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I'm gonna really start doing. Get kind of honed back in on that and track my stats even that much more.
I
So
hate I hate that Pen Pal's not free. Not free on the App Store.
it's not, but in all honesty, Bright, it is 100% worth it. It's probably the best bowling app I've ever used. So
I know I've heard of it, but
John uses it. I
I
think
am a
Aaron might
cheap
use it.
ass. I'm a cheap ass.
I'll buy you a $10 iTunes gift card. How about that?
I don't have Apple.
Yeah, I'll buy you a $10 Samsung gift card.
But yeah, definitely. I think the Super Rally was that, and the Black Venom. I think was their most successful balls of the year.
Yeah, I would
I
agree with that.
think maybe the top throw hybrid got up there as well. But since it came out with the solid, it kind of didn't get its own spotlight. Um, but I'm also very I'm one thing I'm very curious to about the Super Rally, and that's one of the other reasons I want to throw it, is it has the Octane core, the upgraded Octane core, which is or not Octane core. What am I saying? But it was
I don't
the
know. What are
same
you saying?
core. Yeah, it was in the same. Um, it's an upgraded version of what was in the Octane burn, and I had the Octane burn, and that's the only ball I ever threw a 300 with quad fire. That's what it's called, quad fire core.
Right.
And I liked how that fit. It was weak, like the quad fire. It was just so weak. But I really liked the shape it gave me. So, and I think that's why I'm like so tempted to like try and throw the Super Rally, is because I'm like, I know I love the shape of it, and with this cover stock, I love it because I like my Pride Empire. I was like, I'm just gonna love this ball. But
So what are you saying is your favorite ball of 23? Like you were talking about the rally and the Black Venom, but
so for my like favorite ball 2023 would probably be the Super Rally. I think I got the most hype for it, even though I don't have it.
your favorite ball of the year is the ball you haven't even thrown.
It's just one of those feelings where you don't even like need to throw it to know that you're just gonna, as soon as you like as soon as you like just touch it, you're just gonna fall in love with it. It's just one of those
Yeah.
things. And I
Hey,
think
really quick, are you at least going to the demo Sunday? Speaking of the Super
yes I
Rally.
am.
Okay.
Yep,
You just don't know if you're bowling yet, or you might be.
I might be. I will hopefully be throwing in it. Um, and that should make for, either way, it'll make for a good video. I think it'll make
Mhm.
for a better video than the last demo day we had. Because
The Brunswick one. Yeah.
yeah, because there's so many balls we had to get through,
Yeah.
and this one is only the Black
5.
Venom. Well, I think it's 6 now. It's Black Venom, Pride Dynasty, Super Rally, now the Nuclear Forge, the Yellow Jacket Tank.
Mm-hmm.
Am I missing one?
I the sixth one would be the Primal, but I
The Primal.
don't because but typically the test drive events they only bring 5, so I think the Primal is not going to be there.
I think it is gonna be there. I think the last time I saw it was gonna be there. I was really. I know it was. It's. I really wish they had the Jackal ambush because I'm a sucker for jackals, and I really like my legacy. I want to get a new one just because of how beaten up
He's
this
got
one
one.
is.
Doug's got one at the shop.
Does he actually?
Yes. You know how I know?
How? Is that
I
yours?
traded it. Yep, I traded it
You.
to him.
What did you trade it for?
So I traded that and the Ocean Vibe for the Hustle M&M and the Drilling of the Eternity.
Wonder if I can trade him for a hustle. Because I'm looking to get rid of the Pride, the OG Pride, and my
Yeah, keep in mind when I traded
Venom
him was new
Recoil.
in box. Yeah, keep in mind when I traded him was new in box. So it's stuff he can sell full price.
Gotcha.
So it pays to stash stuff every once in a while.
That is very true. But my Pride Empire, my OG
OG
Pride,
Pride.
is just not very worn. I did not throw that a lot, even though I've had it for a while. I did not throw it. It was it was very circumstantial because when I was throwing it, I also had the Venom Recoil in my bag, and that would be the ball I threw the most. And then the Pride is just I feel like I can only throw that at midway. Ripix, it would be it'd just be a cold day if you saw me throwing that at Ripix. I cannot I cannot stand it at Ripix. It sucks that bad. For whatever reason, I just cannot make it work there. Midway is my best bet there. I almost got a 300 with it at Midway. Ideal, it's very iffy, but it just doesn't suit how I want to throw. I like the core. It's just the cover I think was just bad. Because I like my Pride Empire. I've done really well with it. But the OG Pride, not it.
See, and that's it for me. Like, I did not match up well with the Detonator core at all. The OG Pride, it was great for me out of box. My first night throwing it, I actually went 30 clean for I don't know, I think it was like a 680 or 700 or something like that. But after that, it went really downhill. It got very wobbly. It got very lazy.
Yeah.
I was also kind of going through a fit change at that point, so I think that might have had a little bit to do with it. But with the Pride Empire, I never got the true look that I was looking for with that ball, and it kind of irked me. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
But excuse me. But I don't know. I'm gonna check out the Dynasty at demo, and honestly, I don't have to throw the rally at demo because I've already thrown it.
Yeah, but you already have it.
I own one, and I have a second one stashed new in box. Like,
Oh my god.
because
Yo,
I bought one from I bought one from Doug, and then I won one on a raffle at CTD. So like,
oh my god.
all right. So now if I wanted to go pin up and pin down, I can. If I want to just sit on this one until the other one dies, I can do that too.
I gotta do those raffles. I think I have like a $10 credit because I entered one, but then I guess it was already closed when I entered, so they just gave me hey, you have credit for if you want to do another one.
I'd say they're probably going to do some this week. You could hop in on one.
Yeah, most likely. I'll probably
like
will.
when I won the Eternity Pie. So like I won a bag, a rally, and the Eternity Pie.
Mm-hmm.
And I won the Eternity Pie. I put in one chance. I'm like, screw it. One, please. I won.
One, please.
I'm like, okay. I get a text from the person running it, and they're like, "Do you want the Eternity Pie or the Virtual Energy Blackout?" I'm like, ooh.
The Virtual Energy Blackout, from what I've heard, is now Storm's strongest ball. I think it's pure stats wise.
I've heard that. I don't know that I necessarily,
because I think it now goes Virtual Black Storm or Virtual Energy Black Storm, whatever. Summit
Virtual
Gen.
Energy Blackout.
Yeah, I think that's how it goes now.
Oh, so you're mixing all of SPI? In that case, absolutely not. Not even close at that point. If you're mixing Roto and 900, because you got to keep in mind you've got the gem, the magic gem, the exotic gem, You've got the
The magic
reality.
gem. What is the magic gem?
It's their new release. It's coming out this week, I believe. This week or next week.
Really? Hold on.
Yep.
I've heard nothing about this.
Yeah, the magic gem and the TNT infused.
Oh, I
But
forgot
you've
about the
got
T. Everyone clowns on the TNT.
yeah. I mean, it looks good for some guy. Like there's one guy that we bowl with,
Oh, okay.
that put he calls it Rico without. He calls it the Rico drilling without the weight hole, and it makes it look amazing. But that is the only good layout I've seen with that ball.
Oh, okay. So the magic gem is gonna be their hybrid.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I see. I hate the coloring on this though. It looks so gross. Does it not?
Are you talking the magic gem?
Yeah. Like I love the colorations of the other two gems. This one is just kind of
See, on the
ugh.
website, it looks terrible. I've seen it in person. It actually doesn't look too bad.
Okay. But um
It's definitely not. It's not the color scheme I personally would have gone with. At least, I don't understand why they did green for the
oh wait.
logos.
Is there a new Oh, there's a new TNT coming out.
Yeah, the TNT infused.
Okay, yeah. That's hybrid.
Yes, so they're
I
both
think
hybrid. One's ace and one's sim.
yeah, I think that's going to be much better honestly.
I do too. I think the infused is going to go over a lot better than the original. But
Yeah,
anyway,
cuz I was
going back to what I
yeah.
was saying, like talking about the virtual energy blackout supposedly being the strongest ball at SPI, absolutely not. You like I said, you have the magic gem, the exotic gem, the regular gem. You've got the reality. You've got the eternity pie. You could even go as far as to say even a summit or even a phase 2 could still be considered one of the stronger balls. I know summit I know phase 2 is more of that benchmarky ball, but
Yeah.
I mean, the summit hits like a truck. The gem hits like a truck. The eternity pie, from what I've seen, hits like a truck. You know, I mean, I can't tell you how many messengers I could shoot across the deck with an original reality. I mean, even the reality check back when that was in production was a decent ball. You know, I don't think the S84 beta hybrid went where they wanted it to. And I think a big part of the reason why it got discontinued so soon, along with things like the Night Road and the Infinite Physics, was that 4K fast finish that everyone just absolutely hated, because Storm made it seem like that was going to be the new cover, as opposed to the 1500 grit polish that was deemed illegal around the time of the Spectre and the Altered Reality and the UFO Alert and those bowling balls, until they came out with that reactor gloss. You know, everyone thought that Storm was going away from shiny and you had to polish your own stuff if you wanted a shiny Storm ball again.
Mhm.
But then they came out with that reactor gloss, and I think instead of doing what they did with things like the dark code, like oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the ball all of a sudden, and it's gonna drive me nuts. But there was another ball there was another couple other 1500 grit balls that were out around that time that they did not deem illegal, like they did the alert and the altered reality and things like that.
Well, the
That
UFO the UFO though, are you saying wasn't
UFO alert was part of the 1500 grit polish.
Yeah, but say that was
ban
deemed illegal.
Not fully. It was only banned at certain events. The Spectre was deemed full out illegal, got its USB-C approval revoked, and everything.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The
Because
other
they
switch
came out with
balls,
the
like the
Revenant or whatever it was.
correct. But
Yeah,
hang on,
and
we're getting a little ahead of me here. Well, where I'm going at is, instead of doing what Storm did with things like the Dark Code and re-releasing these 4K fast bowling balls at the Reactor Gloss, they decided to just discontinue them. And certain balls like the Night Road and even the reality check, I had to think for a second, I think would have been better shiny than they were at that 4K fast. You know, and then like I said, you have the Spectre with the oh my gosh, I am blanking on the core name all of a sudden. Holy God.
for
Anyway.
the Spectre.
Yes, I'm thinking it was Velocity, but that's not right. That's the phase core.
I'll look it up real quick while you talk.
But they re-released the Spectre as the Revenant, essentially, and having thrown both, is it close? Kind of. At least for me it is, but the reason I don't think it's close is because I did not drill them the same. The Spectre, I had a stack layout where the Revenant I have pin over the ring finger and kicked out a little bit, and those layouts make them act similar. Whereas I think if I drilled them the same, they would not be close. They would not be all that close.
Mm-hmm. You're asking about the core, what the core name was? Vector
For
core.
the Vector, that's right. I knew it started with a V. I just couldn't remember what the hell it was.
And that's in the same with the Revenant?
Yes. So when I saw that the Vector core was coming out again, I'm like, yep, I need it. Because I love the Spectre, and I was so sad when it got deemed illegal. Like, I actually still have mine, and the Thursday Have-A-Ball League over at Midway this past summer, they voted not to sanction it. So one of the nights I subbed, I said, screw it, I'm pulling out my Spectre. Threw a 690 with it.
Jesus.
I'm like, yeah, I know why that ball was illegal.
Too strong.
So yeah, we have gotten way off topic, but that's okay because we stayed on bowling at least.
Yeah.
And I noticed you added another topic in here.
Yes, I did.
So do you want to go to that, or do you want to go to the regional quick?
Yeah, let's talk about the regional real quick. So we both did the what was it called?
The www.goodbowler.com open or goodbowling.com open. Something along those lines.
Something like that.
Basically, it's the Ripix Pro Shop website.
Yeah. But no, it was definitely odd experience for me at least. Being this was my first regional, it felt so weird with how they did pacing because they do the 2-lane courtesy rule. And
well, it's more than that. It's a skip, whatever the heck it is.
Yeah, whatever. I just always called it 2-lane courtesy because essentially that is.
The thing is that I said it's technically not correct though. Is the thing. Because if it's 2-lane, then you wouldn't be worried about you'd only be worried about 2 lanes to your right or left, whereas you actually have to worry about more than that.
I think I was only worrying about 2 lanes to my right and left, and no one corrected me.
That's why you kept jumping. I'm just kidding.
But it just, I felt like I couldn't get into a rhythm of something. Like if I wanted to, like if I was doing good and I wanted to keep building, I felt like I couldn't keep it going because there was so much downtime. And you can't, like for both players and spectators, you can't be too loud or anything like that. And that, I think that also threw me up because I'm so used to like the school setting of like stack section 4, cheering, screaming and everything, and getting that adrenaline rush. And I kind of like, I do better off of an adrenaline rush rather than the quietness of everything. But so that was one thing. Another thing was having to go back to my old bowling shoes, which sounds
rough.
Which sounds weird, but one thing I liked about the newest shoes that I got of Hallmark, is one, they're higher up, so they give me more ankle support, which is something I've always needed. And then 2, there's only the slip on your one foot. So whatever sliding foot you use, it's on that. It's not on both. Yep. And on my other pair of shoes, it's on both, and they're a lot lower on me. And that just threw me off to get back in the swing of things about that. It didn't take me too long, but it was just definitely awkward for a little bit.
Absolutely.
So the people I was bowling with though they were very nice. Um, they definitely gave me some advice and everything. But during the summer for bowling, I sucked ass. Oh my god, it was terrible. I was just bowling way too much. I was doing so much, and I injured myself a few times. Um. So and then at towards the end, I was like, I'm taking a break. I'm taking a break from
Yeah.
everything. And I took a break, and I came back, and after the pro am, over at Midway, Norm helped. Norm helped me, um, with some things, and that definitely brought me back. Um, Back into the swing of things. But yeah, for the regional, I came dead last.
Tech Technically, you did not.
Technically, no, because there's people who dropped
There were
out.
there were two people that did not finish the regional. Regionals, for
Yes.
those of you who don't know, are 8 game blocks or 8 game qualifier, excuse me. And they took the top 22, and then also paid out the highest two seniors or something along those lines.
Yeah.
There were not a lot of women in this. I think there was only like one or two. There were not
Yeah.
many.
No, there wasn't a lot. And then.
And actually, I'm looking because I pulled it up. I don't see any. I
Oh.
think it was all men.
But either way, I
Yeah,
came
I
dead
don't see a
last.
single woman in here.
I came dead last out of the people who finished. Um.
Yeah,
So
so out of
it was.
66 who finished, you came in 66. There was 68 total.
Yeah. But
You averaged 169.6.
But it is what it is. I think if I were to do it now, I would do much better.
There's a lot of things that I would have done differently. I finished 57th. I actually managed to gain some points on the PBA leaderboard. Didn't know I did that, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Average 187, like I said. And I'm like, you know what? I'll take it. For my first regional, I averaged 187, which isn't great. I had two goals. I'm like, don't finish last and make my makeables. Well, I didn't finish last, but I did not make my makeables.
I think something I really lacked was the confidence in the balls I had.
Yeah.
I felt like I just didn't know what to throw because in practice I thought I was doing great because we practiced the day before. And then when I actually got to the day, I was like, this is like completely different. I'm like, all
Well,
my
and not only
ideas
that,
were out the window.
not only that, but they had our lane assignments the day before, and then because what was it, a pair broke or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and it broke like literally like 3 minutes into practice on the first day, and they ended up changing the entire skipping format to where we literally just went pair to pair to pair to pair to pair instead of, all right, you're gonna start on 5 and 6, then you're gonna go to 13 and 14, then you're gonna go to 19 and 20, then you're gonna go to 1 and 2. And so we were practicing the day before. A lot of us were practicing on the pairs that we were gonna see, because why waste time on pairs that we're not gonna see.
Yeah. And
So
also,
and I know what I did. I think because you and I went together pretty much. We strayed away a little bit here and there, but overall, you and I went together.
yeah, because we
And
have very similar lane assignments.
right, and I know at least for a while I was going in order of when I was gonna hit the pair. So that way,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm gonna be on lanes 3 and 4 on game 7. So we had a 2-hour practice session. I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna hit lanes 3 and 4 an hour and 20 minutes into the block. That way, I can see at least a little bit of how the friction is gonna start to, or the breakdown is gonna start to build.
Yeah.
So
And one thing that also just didn't help anyone was how ungodly hot it was in there.
yeah, that was not great.
That was terrible. And the dress code for regionals is dress pants. You have to wear dress
Yes.
pants. And I'm
Dress
like,
pants and a shirt, collared shirt with your name on it, or not
yep,
collared shirt, but a shirt with your name on it.
yep. And I'm like, this is ungodly. Like, because I think one of their ACs broke,
Yep.
and it was broken still for a while. It just got fixed recently.
Which I mean, and that's not a knock on the establishment or anything like that. That's
No, it's
that's
just
not a
unfortunate timing of things.
correct. Correct.
And I think it would have been much better. Um, I think it would have been much better if we didn't have to wear dress pants. Um, and also, I felt like I just couldn't like relax.
Right.
Because usually, like in your leagues or whatever, you see your name. Oh, I'm up. You go up and bowl. You're thinking a little bit in your head of what to do and everything. But then when you get to here, you're constantly thinking of how, like, when you're up, you have to wait for people and the flow of everything, and then also what are the other people doing out in the lanes? How are their balls reacting to it? Because everyone is
See, and
like,
that's one.
yeah,
I would say, and that's one thing you have to try not to do is watch what other people's scores are. And I managed to do that the first couple games, but then as time went on, it got a lot more challenging for me to do so,
yeah. I
or
try not to
for me
look
to
at
not for me to
scores.
not look.
Yeah, I try not to look at scores, but I'll look at what they're doing out in the lanes.
Right.
Even if they're really far away from how I throw, I can still kind of gauge things of how the lanes are looking.
Yeah, so I mean,
But
it was definitely an up and down performance for me. Like I went 222 out the gate, which was great, and then a 154. That sucked. But then I bounced back up for a 220. I'm like, all right, I'm sitting okay. I was like minus 30, give or take. I'm like, I can live with that. Actually, I don't know if I was. I don't even think I was minus that much. I was like minus like 6. And then I went for a 159. Ouch. 165. Ouch. 151. Ouch. And at that point, I'm like, all right, I'm out of it. 186. 239 with like what was I went strike, 3 spare because I caught a wet patch, and then went all the way to the 10th.
oof,
So I was 1496. I was minus 104. Minus 104 for my first regional. That's really not that bad. Um,
I'm logging
and
in
then
right now to see my.
I said I've got it right here.
Oh yeah, my scores.
Yep.
Oh,
So you
okay.
started 168, 156, 151, 181, 197, 179, 146, 179.
No game above 200, and I
Close,
went
but not quite.
minus 243.
Yep.
So
No, so first place was who ended up winning the entire thing was Anthony Nyer. For those of you who follow PBA, the Ginger Assassin. So eight game block, 1600 would be your plus minus. He went plus 437. So he did incredibly well. He averaged 254 on the pattern. First 3 games he went
that's in
237,
that's
279, 278.
insane. That's insane.
You had Aaron Cornog, average 247 with a 300 game. You had Ryan Galley start with a 191, but still average 233. He went 236, 238, 224, 201, 300, 259, 217. It was just, I mean, it's just, some of these are just absolutely crazy.
They really were.
But here's what kills me, and I love Larry Bailey to pieces. He is one of my favorite
Oh
local
my
bowlers. I
god,
love
this was
bowling against him.
crazy.
196, 190, 300, 160, 190, 199, 181, 166.
Yeah, man could have come back from the depths with that 300 and it just gone in the wind. But that was just crazy.
But that's the PBA regional. I think we're gonna try and do 1, maybe even 2 this year. I know I kind of want to try and get up to Buffalo, but at the very least, I'm gonna do the Ripics one again in July.
Hopefully it
So,
won't be so hot.
well, I've got that fan now, so I'll be
I
able to
know,
keep
I
it.
was
I'll be
so
able to keep
mad
it cold.
about that. My dad went to go find that, and you took the last goddamn one.
No, I did not. There were still 10 on the shelf when I bought mine.
Then 10 other people came by and just snagged them that day.
Well, to be fair, I did see a couple other people from the regional in there, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. And my dad works at Home Depot, and we still can't get them.
Still?
Still, because they're just not coming in. We were down in PA visiting my grandma, and we were at the Home Depot there, and we checked real quick, and they had it without the battery.
Well, that's just
So
it. I had to get mine without the battery too, unfortunately.
yeah, but we couldn't even like find like the right battery. Like it was
Well,
crazy.
right. And like I had to, like usually I'd go for like the 4 amp hour. I had to settle for the 2 amp hour, which I mean
Mm-hmm.
it's fine, whatever.
Yeah,
You know,
but
it lasts me probably a month or so of league, and then I have to charge it. It's like okay, not a big deal.
yeah, but
All
all
right.
right.
So a current solid 3 ball bag.
Yeah, what is your like?
Ah,
What are the 3 balls that you know are gonna just piece together and just will work with you? And
sure.
then give me a ball that just will never come out of your bag.
Will never come out of my bag.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like it's very circumstantial that it will. It's like with you 99% of the time.
okay. Oh, okay. So it'll never like it's gonna stay in my bag, and like I'm always gonna have it at league or tournament or whatever. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So my solid 3 ball bag. I would have to say the VIP Sigma.
Okay.
It's kind of a benchmarky ball,
Yeah.
and then usually I'll have a ball up and a ball down. So my ball up is probably going to turn into the Eternity or the Eternity Pie. As I don't have the Odyssey anymore, I gave that back to Aaron.
Mm.
Well, I'm going to be selling it to Aaron, but he's always checking it out, make sure he wants it. Um, but
Oh yeah, the
right
Trident
now,
Odyssey, yeah.
yep. But right now, so it would be VIP Sigma. Uh, Ball up would probably, believe it or not, even though it doesn't sit this way on the ball chart, would probably actually be the Venom Shock, just because of how I have it drilled versus the Sigma.
Mm-hmm.
And then my ball down, it could be one of the three. They're pretty. These three are pretty interchangeable. Ironically, I was just talking about this, and that is either the Hustle M&M, the Revenant, or the Super Rally.
Okay.
Wild card ball that could also be in the mix is my phase 2, but I need to beat the cover off of that a little bit more. That's my house shot. I'm gonna do a house shot and a sport as well. But the ball that never comes out, or the ball that never leaves my arsenal for house shot, is that VIP. That ball is just stupid good.
Yeah.
And then for sport shot, my benchmark ball is always my blue tank. Always my blue tank. Long, short, doesn't matter. And then probably my Revolt Uprising.
Okay.
And then again, the Super Rally.
Okay.
And the blue tank would be the one that does not come out of the bag.
Alrighty. So, for me, for my solid 3 ball bag is Blue Coral Venom. I absolutely love that ball. I think it's just a solid piece. And then I go to Pride Empire. I've started to take a liking a lot more to this ball. I wasn't too sure of its placement with me, And then just recently, it has just been so good, no matter where I am. But another ball that fits that slot is my Iron Forge. But as we said earlier, it's getting worked on. You're working on it.
Yep.
And then another recent ball that you gave me is the Mythic Jackal. The Mythic Jackal just hits. It just tanks everything. And before that, it would have been my Jackal Legacy. But as of how I'm throwing it, that Mythic Jackal, it just sticks out. It just, I can work with it. I can work magic with that ball.
Absolutely.
And then a ball that will never come out of my bag, it has to be that blue coral. It's just, it's so consistent. It's just so consistent. I know you don't like it. But it's like I don't like the shock. So
See, I'm weird. I don't like the blue coral, and I don't like the Jackal Ghost either. Over my years of bowling, I have had 3 Jackal Ghosts, and I hated every single one of them.
damn. See, my take. See, I would love to get my hands on an ambush, a Jackal ambush, and that just replaced the legacy.
Yeah.
Because again, that's another ball like the Super Rally where I know I'm just gonna fall in love with it. And then for like sports shots, I probably go with that blue coral. Blue tank is iffy depending on the sports shot. It's very iffy. Just because of how I have it, it's literally just base pin up.
Sure.
So that might come, that might not. Definitely one of the Jackals. I think right now the Mythic, no matter what it is, I think I'm throwing that in there. And then I'm trying to think what would be that next one. It'd probably have to be, I don't think I can give it the Pride Empire. I think Pride Empire is just a good house shot. I would have to give it the Forge. The Forge, I think it's just it's symmetrical. It's the case of asim pearl versus symmetrical pearl. I think the symmetrical pearl just works better on a sports shot.
Yeah.
And then one that won't come out is the Jackals. Either one. So
really quick, I know we're obviously doing bowling, but I just want to take a break in the action for 2 seconds. Texas is currently beating Baltimore 7-1 going into the 7th inning.
what the fuck?
So, unfortunately, as much as I wanted the Orioles to make the series, I think they're going to get a 3-game sweep.
Probably.
So that means I have to root for... I'm either going to be rooting for the Rangers or hopefully the Twins. But I think Houston won
I thought
earlier
you were
this
going
evening.
with Atlanta.
That's who I think is going to win the whole thing. I'm talking about for who I want to make it for the American League.
Oh, okay. I have no stake in that Houston Minnesota thing because I don't like Houston, and now I have beef with Minnesota.
Yeah, guys, Braedyn's a Blue Jays fan.
I have beef with their entire outfield. But
So at this rate, I'm hoping for Minnesota. I'm hoping for a Minnesota Philly or Minnesota Arizona World Series.
dude, Arizona. If Arizona keeps this up, Philly or Atlanta are just gonna have a rough time.
I mean, I truthfully believe it could be. First off, I'm telling you, if Bryce Harper does not make that blunder on the base paths, Philly wins that game. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh, their second game with Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to watch it
the
fully.
game last night.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it fully. I was bowling.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely think Philly is just gonna make it. I think I don't even think it's a case of talent. I think it's just a case of
They're hungry.
What?
They're hungry. I mean, they got
Yeah, no, yeah, I literally think that's a case. Philly is just a hungry city.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Philly's gonna go back to the World Series this year. And for the American leagues, honestly, Texas could. I could definitely see Texas.
I think you're pulling for the Rangers because that's the one team you don't have beef with.
Yeah, legit. I mean, the Orioles, I wouldn't mind, but this
they're not coming back from this.
No, their mental is. You know what? I think they're just happy to be there because they expected nothing from the season.
All right, Charlie. I'm just happy to be here.
I mean, come on. Like let's be honest. Was anyone expecting Baltimore to have 100 wins?
Oh fuck no! I was expecting
win their division.
I was expecting 500 at best.
Yeah, so it's like I think they're literally just happy to be here. Same thing with Tampa, happy to be there.
Tampa, I expected a lot more. Until the injury bug plagued them, I expected a lot more.
I think they need fans to carry them.
They need a new stadium, which they're finally getting.
Are they?
Yep. 2026,
Nice.
2027.
Okay, well, that doesn't matter.
The damn thing.
That doesn't matter then.
They'll be a shit team again by then.
Yeah, well, it's like, wait, is Oakland moving this season? Like, are they going to be Las Vegas this coming season? No?
I think that starts 25 or 26 as well.
Okay.
Because again, because I don't think they're gonna go to not SoFi, Allegiant Stadium. Because could they? Yes, at least until their home gets built. But I don't foresee that happening.
Yeah, and then,
excuse me.
Yeah, it was so funny because my one friend who doesn't watch a lot of sports other than like hockey, he messaged me, being like, he knows I'm a Blue Jays fan. And he's like, right after the Blue Jays lost, he's like, so how about the Blue Jays game? I'm like, why were you watching that? And he's like, I'm like, I just happened to glance. He's like, I'm like, was your dad watching? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh. And I'm like, I'm like, well, if you're looking to get into baseball because he likes the Vegas Knights and hockey. I'm like, if you're looking to get in baseball, there's a Los Vegas team coming, and he's like, no, fuck the A's. I'm like, oh, you do know who they are. I'm like, you do know that much. But
Jesus.
Anyway.
All right, I just wanted to talk about that for a brief minute.
Yeah, no, you're good.
So, season goals. For me right now, it's just get back healthy. The goals I had before was, obviously my first 300, and to have all my averages be about. Well, I'm only doing the one league. I'm subbing in a couple others, but to have my main league average, be above a 215, which if I can throw some good series together, might actually be a lot easier now, just because I did miss 3 weeks so far, and I'm missing one more.
Yeah.
I'm aiming to be back next week, even if I have to do a reduced approach.
Mm-hmm. So. I think my season goals, because I'm in 2 leagues currently and subbing occasionally in one other. I've actually done better than I expected right now. I'm averaging on my Monday league, I'm averaging 212, I believe now, after yesterday. And then Wednesdays, I'm averaging 204. I think
the Willie May updated on League Secretary, so I can look it up and tell you.
Yeah, but I can look it up myself here.
I got it. Braedyn Travis.
Yep, 212.
Averaging. Yep, they just saw it as you said it. You're the high average on your team. What the hell?
I know. Few 300 or three, a few 700s will do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I think for me, season goals is to get that 220 average at least in one of them. A 220 average at least in one of them, and then also to be able to strengthen my legs and my arms. Like I'm trying to go to the gym and try to work on that because that's something that always just kills me.
Yeah, because if you guys saw the reel that got posted of Braedyn yesterday or the day before, um, he's not the biggest guy.
No,
He's probably what 150 pounds soaking wet.
I'm just 150 pounds dry.
But
Yeah, I'm not the biggest dude.
what I would give to be even 200 pounds, I'd be happy
Yeah.
with.
I'm not the biggest dude. I do have some decent like muscle
What
because
did Riley
of
call you? When I was up the other
what?
night.
Oh, that I
She
had
said
like
some
a sleeper build.
sleeper build. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
I
What
mean,
the
yeah,
fuck
I
is
mean,
that?
granted, like if you look at my arms, like you wouldn't expect there to be anything, and I do flex, and there is like actually something, and that's just from bowling, the countless years I have been, and also this year and the year before with my job, I'm moving a lot, I'm lifting, I'm doing like actual like physical labor. So I'm getting fit in that, and also I was golfing this summer, so I'm doing that. I have been active. I've been a lot more active than I have been in the past.
Yeah.
So that definitely helps, and I'm just trying to go to the gym to build that muscle. I'm probably gonna ask my brother to like build me like a workout regimen because he's really good. He's been fit for like his whole life, and he just got back into being able to go to the gym and everything, and he
Yeah.
knows like what I can do and everything. So if he can
I,
build me
I I need
something,
to I need to shed some weight. Like
you don't need to
desperately.
shed it, you just need
I
to convert it into some muscle.
no, I need to shed it. I need to shed it and convert it. I need to shed about 50 and then convert what's left.
Yeah,
So I gained about 15 being cooped up for the last month.
that's fair.
So
But yeah, I think those are my at least a 220 average in um one of my leagues, and also to get my first ever sanctioned 300. The 300 I threw was in fucking practice, and I hated it. I
so,
hated it.
so that's how I am. So I have my 300 and my 800. However, they're not sanctioned.
Yeah.
I have 16 or 17 300s, whether it be in practice, um, unsanctioned leagues, or I have 4 legitimate 300s in like while I was bowling no tap. So like I was doing like a no tap tournament or a no tap league,
Mhm.
and I threw legitimate 300s,
Yeah.
so they didn't count.
Yeah. So I'm definitely on the hunt for my first sanctioned. And it sucks because I've been so close during school, and I would have counted. Like I had a 290. I think I had a 297 in practice, but then I had like a 289 in an actual game. I had like a 269 in an actual game. I got robbed of a 9 count because I threw the ball. I got the strike. I was so excited, and then my coach, he looked at me. He's like, "You gotta rethrow that." I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "The 9 pin wasn't up." I was like, "No." And the next ball I threw was a beauty, but on the lane, there was just a spot. If you hit it, it was pocket 10 pin central, and I hit that. And oh my god, it was so bad. I
I
finished
fe-
it
I
strong,
feel
but
I feel like I actually remember that because wasn't that a match?
That was section 4.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
that, 'cause I remember that.
that was section 4. I've tried to go back because we would live stream our matches. I
Yep.
tried to go back into the group to find the live stream and see if the 9 pin was up or not. But we were having issues that day with the live streams. So
Mm.
I had it literally, I had like 2 frames before it and the 10th frame. I didn't have the 9th frame.
Yeah, I know. We had a lot of issues. We had a lot of issues throughout the year, really, with the live streams that year.
That year, yeah. Because I think that was like only the second time we were doing it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was before. That was before Pat and I really took it over and started doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But yeah,
Right,
those
so
are
I do have a
my season
couple.
goals. So.
I do have a couple quick plugs that I want to mention. So, 2 companies that I'm on staff with. You have Hallmark Shoes, which is by far the best bowling shoe company. Company on the market. They
I
are high
agree.
top shoes. They're #1 doctor recommended, believe it or not. If you go on www.hallmarkshoes.com, or you can even go on Amazon and buy some Hallmark shoes. But if you go to Hallmark Shoes and do it, and you use code FALL, FALL, you get 10% off your order. If you also mention ZD Jenkins, JENKINS at checkout, that gives me credit for your purchase and just makes me look good with our CEO. I currently use the Blue Bombers. Braedyn, I think you have the White Lightnings.
Yes, the white lightnings are clean. I love anything white and black.
Charlie has the White Lightnings. John has the White Lightnings, the USA's, and one other pair. I think he has the All American. Or no, I'm sorry, the All Americans is the USA pair, and I think he has the black and gold pair as well. But he absolutely swears by his White Lightnings.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron has the purple. I forget what they're called. Purple Thunder or something. I don't remember what they're called. But anyway, he has those. He loves them. So Brandon is the only one of us, at least right now, not using hallmarks. We're working on that, but also Bolify, the best jerseys in the market. You guys know I've been on with Aaron and Brendan on I Am Bowling for a while. I left them a few months back, joined Bolify, and let me tell you guys, I have 2 jerseys from them now. I'm working on a couple more, but these are just the best jerseys that I have ever worn, and just absolutely love the feel that I get in them. Use code ZJENKIN and then the number 5. You get $5 off of 50 or 10% off your order. And again, gives me credit for your order. So if you need stuff for teams, if you need stuff for just yourself, whether you're a school coach, whatever it may be, please, please, please go on to Bolify. Use my code ZJENKIN5 for $5 off 50. You can message me on our Facebook page or our Instagram if you need help with ordering any product, and I can definitely help you out with that. But just had to throw a couple quick plugs in there. One other thing that Braedyn and I. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I would say I was looking at the Hallmark website because it's been a little bit since I've looked. You guys have Velcro like with the laces now.
So those are you're talking about either what's the name of the ones you're looking at?
The retros.
The retros. So those the red ones or the white ones?
White ones.
So that was actually my first pair of hallmarks, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. They were not my favorite pair. I actually had some issues with them. That was back circa day 2017.
Gotcha. Okay.
They have come full on, full out. Such more amazing product now. And I am thoroughly impressed with what they have done. Ask John and Melissa. I was very skeptical about trying Hallmark again because of the issues I had. I'm like, you know what? I'll give them a shot. And I'm actually kind of looking at the Red Diablos as my next pair. Those are a transitional sole, whereas the Blue Bombers that I have are a fixed sole.
Yeah, I see that.
Transitional sole versus fixed. Fixed, the slide doesn't come off your shoe. Transitional, it does. Pretty simple.
No.
But no,
Question.
I absolutely love the Hallmark shoes. They're absolutely incredible, and they're not paying me to say that. They are genuinely incredible.
They are very good, and I'm not even on staff with them.
What's up, bro?
Um, is there? Do you know? Is there any
No.
talk for pure Velcro?
I don't know. I have been asking not only about that, but the BOA system as well.
Hmm.
And I know there's at least been very, very little scuttlebutt from what I'm allowed to say. Um, but nothing in the foreseeable future for
Mm-hmm.
either of those to happen. Nor do I anticipate them bringing the Velcro back.
Okay.
I think they're going to roll with traditional laces at least for the
Because
time being.
my only issue, and this is an issue I always have with different bowling shoes, no matter the company. Um, I feel like this is just a collective thing that bowling shoe companies do, is they make the laces so long.
So
Is
I
this just
noticed
a
that as
me
well.
thing or?
No, because my Blue Bombers, the laces, I swear, Bray, I probably could have tied them together and still done my normal approach totally fine and not even noticed. So what I did was actually I had an old pair of KR Strike Force, and I took the laces off of those and I relaced my Blue Bombers with those laces.
Yeah, I'm about to
So
do that with my old pair of shoes because there's still the black laces.
yep.
Like,
So
is that like a thing that just shoe companies do? Is they make the laces long?
bowling shoes have always had long laces, no matter if they're KR Strike Force, if they're Dexter, if they're Hallmark, if they're what's the other brand that I can't
Brunswick.
Brunswick, yep.
I've had
The motive
Dexter.
shoes, the laces were really long.
Yeah, I've had
But
Dexter.
those are
I've had
technically KR.
Brunswick, and now I've had Hallmark, and all of them, the laces have been just a little too long.
Oh yeah. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I mean what you can also do is if you absolutely needed to, you could always just, cut the laces as well.
Yeah,
But cut them back. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try relacing these and see how that goes, and it worked great.
yeah, I'll
So
probably do that.
the only thing that'll stink when I get my red Diablos, if that's the pair I go with, is I'm gonna have the really long laces again, so I might have to, buy an extra pair of laces and relace them.
Hmm. And these are
But,
the Red Diablos. They're a you can change the padding, so it's like a
yep.
different. It's a
So
different
if
like
you're on if you're on
smoothness,
a
like a slickness, I guess.
correct, so if you're on a really tacky approach, you can switch to I believe it's the 8 slide.
Mm.
I forget if it's the higher the number the more slide or the lower the number the more slide. I forget which way it goes.
It's probably like
But if you're on
lower,
a
more slide.
yeah, if you're on a tacky approach, you can switch to the slicker sole. Whereas if you are on a really slippery approach, you can switch to the tackier sole, and be totally fine.
Gotcha.
So it's definitely something that I'm gonna look into, sooner rather than later.
Okay.
So, um, anyway, what else we got, Braden? We're a little over the hour and a half mark, but
Let's see here.
I feel like there's some more we can talk about. Maybe at least make this an even, I don't know, hour and 45, or at least take it to 10:30. I mean, it's 10:20 right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to just think of. Let's do a little prediction for when you do come back.
Okay.
Your first week back into league. What do you think you'll throw, like series wise?
Now, my week, like fully back, like I have my full approach back and everything. Are you talking next week when I'm probably gonna be doing a modified approach?
Ooh, let's go with full strength, I guess.
Full strength. I feel like I'm gonna be like amped up and really excited. So I'm probably gonna shoot like a low to mid 6.
I was gonna say
But
like a 6'10".
knowing like full strength back, you know, I say I'm gonna shoot low and then I'm shooting lights out. But I'm gonna be back and say I'm gonna shoot like a 625 my first week fully back.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I don't think my first week fully back is probably gonna come into like somewhere in November. I'm gonna be honest. I'm hoping it comes against you guys. Well, not you because you're not on the team, but you're their sub.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping it comes against you guys just because that's gonna be a fun night all in all.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Ironically, we may need a sub that night. So if they don't call you to sub, I'm calling you to sub. If they do
But
call you to sub, I'll take Riley.
are
But
you looking at doing the crosstown doubles tournament?
I'm thinking about it. The problem with the crosstown this year is I'm gonna have to take my average from the Ken Weibel League, which was a 226, which means I need someone with a really low average from last year
Oh well, I'm
to
out then. I'm
like
out.
like honestly, I was low key thinking either Charlie or Tracy.
I think
But
I think Tracy was gonna. I think Chris offered to do it with Tracy, but
oh,
I
Chris
don't know if
Mays.
that was like joking. Yeah, Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Oh,
that
if he
was like
does, then I'll do it with Charlie.
yeah.
I thought
Again, I don't know,
you and
but
Chris aren't going to do it again.
we probably will. I just don't know.
Yeah. See, going back to the like 300s and stuff for a second, I still love how I almost shot my first sanctioned 300 against you and Chris.
Against us.
Remember at Crosstown
Oh, was it? Oh, that's right.
on 21 and 22 against you guys.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually coming up on the 8-month mark of that in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. No, I forgot about that. And then, yeah, I'm still looking for an 800 series. I've never gotten an 800 series.
Like I said, I've done it in practice. My highest I've ever shot practice, anytime. My highest 3 game set is an 824.
Mm-hmm. Just never. My highest is my 745.
Yeah.
So.
I say my highest sanction is 783, 83 or 84.
Nice. But do you think Motive is gonna release a new Jackal come at the end of the year? Or are you just gonna go with the one Jackal this year and next year we'll get a new one?
Come the end of the year, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no.
Because they did take
the
Mythic off. The
Correct.
Mythic is off.
However, never mind, the Pride Dynasty I believe is still a solid.
Yes, that's solid reactive.
So I mean, one thing I've noticed about Motive a lot since I've been throwing them for the last year and a half now, they don't release a lot of hybrid balls.
We got one.
Since I've been with Motive, they've released the myth. Well, I say with Motive, I'm not staffed by them. I wish I was, but they released the Mythic Jackal, the Forge Ember, Top Thrill Hybrid.
Yep.
And I think that's all they've released that was hybrid. Within the last.
I'll check.
Since March of last year.
Since March of last year, probably. Because yeah, we had.
Because you've got the Ambush, which is a solid.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Raptor, which is a pearl. The Forge, which is a pearl. The Primal, which is a solid. Dynasty is a solid.
When did the Trident Horizon come out?
That was before that.
Okay.
That was before March of 22.
Because that is their last.
Right.
Yeah.
VIP Ripcord, those are both pearls. The Black Venom is a solid. Oh, I'm sorry, Coral's a hybrid, so that was April.
Oh, wait.
So they've done the Mythic, the Ember, the Coral, and the Top Thrill hybrid. Those are literally the last 4 hybrids that Motive has released.
Yeah. And then the one that's retired, their last retired one, was their Supra Enzo.
Correct. Which that was released.
That was like
Well, it was reti-
2021.
yeah, it was released like late 21 and
Oh,
retired
well,
in
I guess now
2022.
the Mythic Jackal, because that's retired now.
Correct. But aside from that, it was the Supra Enzo and then the Trident Horizon.
And then before that, what was it?
Probably either the Forge. I would think either the Forge Fire or the Jackal Flash. I would think. Nope, Jackal Flash was a Pearl. Forge Fire was a hybrid. So yeah. So since really that whole time frame, last year and a half, they've released four. Or let's call it 2 years. They've released 5 hybrids: the Enzo,
Mhm.
the Mythic, the Ember, the Coral, and now the Top Thrill hybrid. Whereas they released, I'm gonna say close to 2 dozen bowling balls at least overall, and the bulk of them have been solid or pearl, or the microcell polymer tanks.
Yeah. What's a motive like brand, I guess, you would like to see make a return?
A motive brand?
Like
Like a core or a cover?
no, like so we have the jackals, we have the
Oh, a
tanks.
line. A
Yeah,
line.
a
Okay.
line. Yeah, okay, a line, yeah.
Um. Ooh.
I got mine. I would like to see the rogues come back.
The rogues. So yeah.
Yeah.
So with the rogues, kind of come the Forzas as well, because they were all kind of aligned with that Sigma and things like that. Because I think they didn't have the Sigma core, I don't believe,
The rogues did.
but that's right. That's right. They didn't have the Sigma. So yeah. So that was, you had your Motive Sigma, and then your Forza SS, and I think there was one other one that had the Sigma core, and then obviously the Rogues. But that kind of ropes all those together, and I still love my SS that I was managed to get back.
I
Or
would say that
not
you
get back, but get
found.
from Kyle.
Yeah.
I didn't find it. Freaking
When you showed it to me, and the way you described it, it made it sound like you just found it.
no, freaking Kyle was throwing it, and he's like, "It's on the chopping block tonight. If I don't like it, you can just have it." He didn't like it. He said, "Take it." I said, "Okay." But the line I kind of want to see make a comeback, and it hasn't been ruled out yet, honestly, would probably be the Trident line. I know it's a more
Oh
recent
my
line,
god, yes. I would like a trident.
but
I want a
I mean,
trident pearl.
they released, they discontinued the Horizon, and that kind of started with and that kind of brought out the Mythic, and then they discontinued the Odyssey, and that was kind of around the same time of the Pride coming out, even though the Pride only came out not much later, really. Like the
And I
OG
argue
Pride.
the trident is such a better ball.
I agree. I mean, the Trident is much more continuous in my opinion
Yeah.
than the Pride ever was. I mean, the Pride was, I don't want to say the Pride was angular, because it really wasn't. And on the ball chart, the Pride is actually more continuous than the um Trident by one spot, but still.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
but
in
it
my
just
opinion, the
feels.
Pride, and maybe it was the way I drilled it. I drilled it. I don't want to say I drilled it funky, but I didn't drill it how I would normally drill an ASIM. And I mean, it was great at first, and then it just wobbled. But
Yeah.
here's my thing: is I had the Halo Solid from Rotogrip. Same thing, was great out the box, and then it just kind of proton physics. I did not have an open frame with that ball for a month. Like a month's worth of league. So 30 clean, 30 clean, 30 clean, 30 clean.
The proton physics.
The proton physics from Storm.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep, from Storm.
I went 119, or I'm sorry, 118 clean frames in a row with that ball. Before I finally left it open, it was a
Jesus.
pocket. It was a pocket 7-10 split.
That's crazy.
But again, after that, it just kind of just fell off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Can they bring back what the Trident Nemesis was? I want that pearl. I want the pearl with the sidewinder or winder.
sidewinder. You're right.
It's a sidewinder core. Wonder how much this goes for though.
You could honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if you could still find one out there somewhere, but it's probably gonna cost you a couple $100.
Oh, I'm sure. But it piques my curiosity because for whatever reason, I just like the tridents.
So Orioles have bases loaded, top of the eighth with 2 outs, still down 7-1.
Oh yeah, on Bowler X, it's 160.
Trident Nemesis?
Yep.
They still have one?
Yep.
Dude, I would try and freaking throw that shit in like a firm or afterpay and snag it. Are you kidding me?
And then what's on Bowler Smart?
They probably won't have it, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's not.
Yo, I want to check something though, because last time, speaking of Bowler Smart,
What about the Horizon? I'll sell for Horizon. That's a 135. But yeah, it's motive. Rogues, bring back the Rogue and the Tridents, please, with the Sidewinder. Not the new core that you use in the Odyssey. The Sidewinder, please. Motive,
I can't
if you're
believe that freaking
listening.
Bowler Smart has UFO alert. I can't believe that Bowler Smart has UFO alerts back in stock.
Oh, Bowler X probably does as well.
The only reason I'm not like jumping on it right now is it's $200. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it
As
doesn't.
much as the UFO alert was my baby, like that was my ball.
Oh, it doesn't. Then what do you think of the clone?
Nope.
No.
So I've seen John Melissa throw it. It looks amazing for them. But here's why I say no. I'm not saying no to the ball. I'm saying no to the marketing campaign that they did for the ball.
Because they're trying to paint it as a...
They're literally trying to paint it as a UFO alert. And it is not. It is nowhere close to a UFO alert. So let me go to bowling this month really quick. I think my subscription timed out for, I'm pretty sure. Come on. And I'm going to attempt to see if it'll let me. Come on. Work with me here. Compare selected balls. There we go. So you got the UFO alert. And the clone. Yep, Alright, so I don't have everything. So, I mean, I understand how they're saying that it's close. I mean, the core name is literally the cloned ET in the clone, whereas in the UFO alert, it was the ET. So, I mean, I get it. I get what they're going for. But you got a different cover. You have the E-Trax hybrid on the UFO alert, whereas you have the Optitrax solid reactive on the clone. You have an RGA 251 versus 252. But you have a lower RG, but you have a higher diff. You have an 056 versus an 054. So that's not going to make it the same. I'm not going to say it's not going to make it comparable, but it's not going to make it the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I almost see it being a little bit closer to a UFO than a UFO alert. That's just me.
Maybe. But
I was talking with John and Melissa who have thrown... I know that they've at least both thrown the UFO. I don't remember if either of them threw the UFO alert.
that's probably why they like the clone. If it's comparable to the UFO and not the alert,
right.
That's probably why they'll like it.
And throwing it back to Luke, that I was talking about earlier, he's a staffer and he says that it's not close. Just the way the ball moves is just it's not close.
Yeah.
But another ball that he was talking about that really flew under the radar though, the DNA.
Yeah, that really did kind of. It was kind of a sleeper
You don't
hit.
see them out much.
No,
Exactly. You don't see them out there like at all.
but yet it's such a good ball.
Right. At
Wasn't
least
it?
for those who have thrown it. And like I don't even know what you could really compare it to. You know what I mean? Because like
Well,
I'm trying to
I
think of
was
like
about to
what
say, I feel like I've
big.
heard it compared to the Phase 2 a little bit, but I'm not too sure of how true
See,
that is.
one thing that I could see, I don't think so because that's comparing ASIM versus SIM.
Oh yeah, I forget DNA is
So
ASIM.
one that you could kind of compare it to, at least to an extent, at least in my opinion, would be um, the proton physics.
Mm.
You have an RG 247 versus 248. The diff is the same, but the intermediate diff is where it gets different. The DNA has an intermediate diff of 0.023, and the proton physics has an intermediate diff of 0.017. So it's definitely gonna be stronger than the proton. And they're saying that it's one of the stronger balls in the Storm's catalog, at least in the ASIM territory.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
again, for what it's worth.
Storm should make the Phase 6 a ASIM ball.
That's never gonna happen because it wouldn't be a phase then. Because to make it a phase, you got to have the velocity core.
That's fair, but I'm here for the chaos. But, alrighty.
Alrighty, I think that's enough chit chatting for one night. I think we did pretty well
Yeah.
for it just being the two of us and not all five of us. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, we'll have video live streams eventually, but we gotta figure out some technical difficulties all in all. But be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. It's another way to help out the channel. For Smack the Rock Podcast and 607 Ballbusters, I'm Zach,
I'm Braedyn.
and we'll be talking to you guys later. Peace out.
Peace.